What we're going to cover today is Napoleon Hill's The Law of Success. And with Napoleon Hill, it all begins with your mind. And here's the thing is, we like to train a lot here. We like to do a lot of technical training. But really just as important is your mindset. Like what your mind is thinking at all times, because everything begins and ends here. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to cover some of the principles of the law of success that Napoleon Hill has written. And Napoleon Hill started off as he was a reporter. He was just a regular reporter, and he got an interview with Andrew Carnegie, which is he's like the mega millionaire through Steele. And he got an interview with him, and he sat down with him, and he asked him, "Hey, Mr. Carnegie, I'm just curious, what's your definition of success, or how did you become successful?" And it was amazing that Andrew Carnegie looked at him and said, "Well, what do you mean by success?" And Napoleon Hill was kind of like, "Well, I mean, you have lots of money, right? I mean, so how did you get all this money?" And Andrew Carnegie was like, "Hold up." He goes, "Having money is not success." He said, "I know a lot of people that are wealthy and they are not successful. They are not good people. They cheat on their husbands or their wives. They treat people in a mean way. So money has nothing to do with being successful." And so he asked him, he goes, "Okay, Carnegie, so what's your definition of success then?" And the funny thing is that Carnegie really couldn't answer himself. I mean, he knew what he did, but he didn't really know what success was. So what they did is they decided to go out and ask different people that were successful in their fields what they did to be successful. And what he found after speaking with these people over like 20 years, he talked to people like Alexander Graham Bell, Theodore Roosevelt, J.P. Morgan. The list goes on and on of very, very successful people that helped shape the industry in the United States, right? And what he found is that there was 16 governing laws that kept coming up time and time again. The very first lesson that he found is that all these people had a mastermind group. And what a mastermind group means, all it means is a bunch of people that get together towards obtaining one single goal. All these people get together, they put their minds together to achieve something, right? And the reason why each person had one is because they realized that to be successful in this world, you can't do it alone. I mean, you cannot achieve success all by yourself. There was a saying that goes something like, a leader that has no followers, who is outside strolling, is just taking a walk. I mean, he or she might think she's a leader, but without a team behind them, they're nobody, they're nothing, right? So the way I think of this mastermind group is it's us. It's all of us together. It's you and I. Several years ago, I hoped and I prayed to God that I would meet people that were just like me. That I would meet mentors that would teach me how to become a successful person, how to help people, how to better myself. Here, we realize that the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. Everybody put together, going towards the same direction, you achieve great things. All these things are people with the same mindset, getting together and trying to improve their situation. So every successful person that he had spoke with had a mastermind group. And here's the thing, is that having a mastermind group isn't always easy. Some people sometimes are not on the same page. In fact, some people just can't get along. Have you ever met somebody and not even really knowing that person, you were like, I don't like this dude. You just got like a vibe from that person, like this person's, I just know I'm not going to get along with this person, right? So sometimes people that are in a mastermind group, if somebody starts getting out of harmony with that group, they're not on the same page anymore. The group was over here, and the person that was part of that group is now starting to, kind of sway and go outside of what their purpose is. That person gets kicked out. I mean, that's just how it is. If that person is not on the same page with everybody else, they either get kicked out or they will eventually excuse themselves out of the group.